So, perfect, game changer. Happy to be here. I was asked to speak in English, and so I will do. I want to start with a story, a true story you may be not believing. It's a story from the year 2005. I'm at the last part of my studies, of studying psychology, like all locos, in Vienna. It's a Tuesday. It's November, and it's 7:30 in the morning. I get up. I still live in the countryside around Vienna. I get into my car, and I'm driving towards Vienna. I stop at the Spar, a supermarket, and I buy a bottle of Riesling and some piece of dry bread. I keep on my way to the University of Vienna. I park my car behind the University of Vienna. I open up the bottle. It's 8 a.m. meanwhile, and I finish the entire bottle of Riesling. And afterwards, I eat a piece of bread so you don't smell the alcohol. Why do you think I did so? 8 a.m. Tuesday, University of Vienna. It was fear. Fear of a situation at the university. It was the fear of talking in public. And it's not a marketing story, it's a true story. I'm not drunk today, not yet. Why? I want to ask the crowd first. Who over here in the room, please raise your hands. Who over here in the room does not like or did not like to talk in public? Please raise your hands. It's like 60, 70%. Why do we hate it so much to talk in public? We get judged instantly. You come to stage, I come to stage. You scan me from top to bottom. And what are people looking for? Mistakes, flaws, too fat, too tall, too thin, I don't know, anything. And believe me, everybody finds one. And as an empathetic person, I really hated this situation. The thing is, how did I make the move from 2005 to standing here in front of you today? Still afraid, but not drunk anymore. How did I make this move? I want to give it to you. This is the future success trait, and this is what we are training in leadership. There are 3 competencies that lead to success. First, subject-specific competence, fachliche Kompetenz. This is what you learn at the university. This is what you study. It's just 30% max of your success. If you think your PhD will bring you success, very often it doesn't. Second thing, social competence. It doesn't help if you have a perfect CV and you're just an asshole. People don't want to work with you. They hire you. There's a nice saying, it says, hired by ability, fired by personality. They hire you because you're great on CV, and they fire you because you're just not likable. And the third, and this is what brought me here and will bring me further in the future, is self-management competence. Self-management competence. How do you manage yourself? How do you manage your fears? Or are you managed by your fears? If you told me 2005 that this situation will happen today, I would tell you it's the worst, last situation I want in my lifetime. I would have escaped instantly. And I still feel the heartbeat, but it doesn't mean I'm not doing it. Now when I feel the fear, I manage myself towards the fear. The only way out of your fears is through your fears. If you are afraid of commitment, marry. I did it narcissistically. Self-management competence. And now I want to ask you, when the audience is judging you, what is each one of yourselves deciding secretly about me? Anybody who comes on stage, it's not just about me. Whether you do what or what. Whether you like me or not. You rather like me or not. And this is one of the weakest leadership qualities I know. Liking and disliking makes you weak because it biases you. If you decided to dislike me, you do by nature look for confirming information that confirms that I'm not likable. If you decided to like me, by nature, you decide to look for information that confirms this. And you decide to like or dislike me on your values. Your values. Your values are built by your culture, your family, your peer. If you, for instance, our values tell us, I don't use PowerPoint too often. Our values tell us, I, for instance, have the value punctuality. My father is a tough man, 38, born 38, and there was a big sentence above our door, and it was saying, no excuses, keine Entschuldigungen. Whenever I came too late, he said, I don't want to listen to the reason. You're punished instantly. But the good thing about it is that the free market is exactly the same. No excuses policy on the free market if you're self-employed. Because nobody cares why you can't show up for the speech. You will never be booked again. You will never be paid again. If you have the value punctuality, for instance, and my wife, she's Colombian, she's from the Caribbean coast, Cartagena. How much do you think she came late to our first date in 2013? 1 hour? No, even more. 90 minutes. How did I feel as a punctual, strict, compulsive Austrian? Angry. Angry. But whom was I angry with most? Myself. What a loser is waiting 90 minutes over here and still angry. Why don't I leave? Okay, she was really sharp, so I just let it happen. And then she shows up 90 minutes late and she doesn't even feel guilty. This is the worst thing, yeah? So I'm sitting there, passively aggressive. Of course I want to kiss her, but do you kiss guys who are like this all the time? Probably not. So self-management means, now we talk about our fears and about our values, that you manage your value. I heard Telecom is here today. I did a job with Telecom about 8 years ago when Carlos Slim, the richest man on earth, #2 now, bought shares of Telecom. And then we flew over to Mexico with Mr. Ametsreiter. And he was let wait as well. And it was the same situation like with my wife. He was getting angry. And this anger makes you unprofessional. What makes you professional and will make you successful in the future is self-management. If you're not dominated by your values because your mommy tells you you need to be punctual, because your daddy tells you you need to be polite, and your grandmother tells you to be honest, you have to hate unpunctual people and you have to hate impolite people or liars. No. I wouldn't do one business in Colombia if I couldn't step over my values, believe me. They're very polite, by the way. This is the only one they really fulfill. So the question is, and the answer at the same time, who decides in your life, and this is the future success trait, that do your values, and now ask yourselves in this very second, what do you think about myself? If you have the value modesty, you won't like me. If you have the value show off a little bit, you will like me. Or if you're already in self-management, you don't care because you step above and you ask yourself, what can I benefit from these 10 minutes? Do your values and fear dominate you? Or are you already in the next stage and you dominate your values and fears? That means I'm afraid of talking in public. Fuck it. Yeah? I hate this person, but it would be so good to do business with this company. Fuck it. Get over it. Get over it. Get over it. Get into self-management. This is what it is. And I want to give you just one sentence because I'm 30 seconds left and I have 2 slides. I have 7 slides, I think. What A thinks about B says more about A than about B. What you think about me says more about yourselves than about myself. Believe me, there are about 10, 15 different opinions towards myself. It's you, with your past experiences with guys who look like me, who wear these snobby Ralph Lauren shirts. It's your experience with people like me you apply to me. And when I expose myself on stage, I have to take it all your pasts. But if you're smart, you get into self-management. What you think about me says more about you than about me, means you are in charge about everything. There is nothing like an objective throttle. You make them a throttle. Yeah? Maybe some people make it easy for you, but believe me, you make them. Don't evaluate what you cannot do is the next step. People normally, to save their self-esteem or protect their self-esteem, they devaluate what they can do, abwerten, was du nicht kannst. Werte nicht ab, was du nicht kannst. When you don't know how to talk in public, most people say, I don't need this. This is just for salespeople and keynote speakers. This is it. Werte nicht ab, was du nicht kannst. And we are ready, they're giving me signs already that I should shut up. We pass through this very quickly. You are in charge of your behavior if you know how to self-manage yourself. You are in charge of your behavior under any circumstances. You can shape yourself, and you will be the winner in a changing world. Because the quality that will be the future is how fast can you change, and you need to have self-management to do so. So those who are the bosses of their fears and values will succeed, and we are already at the end. You could stop moving. Make yourself be the boss and skyrocket. Thank you very much.